What's up, everybody? Andrew V here. For those of you that don't know, I've started a vlog. Today's day 2 of me dieting down to really lean levels, and basically all the psychological bullshit that you have to go through to actually diet. And nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about the kind of mindset, the kind of struggle that you have to go through to actually consistently lose weight and then keep it off permanently. So I decided to share some stuff. So day 2 is not doing as good as I thought. There was all this excitement yesterday and I felt good and empowered. I set my line in the sand, and when I experienced that, I woke up today. Firstly, I woke up, 3 hours later than I usually should. So morning routine out the window, mouth dry, feeling bloated from the day before. I thought it was a good idea to eat all my favorite foods from the night before, but reality is I went for all the sugar, dairy, so ice cream, and I've been trying to figure out all day what was going on, but the biggest thing for me was that those foods are actually quite addictive foods. So I woke up and my natural instinct was, I want more ice cream. Now, I don't eat ice cream every day or even every week or even crave it much. But when I start eating ice cream or a sugary substance, I find that I want more and more sugar. Do you ever find that you can be fine without sugar, then you'll have something with sugar in it, and then the next day you feel like you want more sugar, more sugar, more sugar? Well, you've probably been, if you don't know this, you're probably living under a rock, but sugar is addictive. That's the reality of it. And I think for the majority of my day today, I was just experiencing withdrawals. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna drink heaps of water and I'm not gonna eat any sugar. And then I came to this detriment in my head, or this whirlwind, and I was like, no, I need to be eating super clean today, super healthy, and because today it starts, and I had my day yesterday, and I have a pretty extremist approach. Anybody that knows me, I'm either all in or all out. And I'm living by, or taking upon this new word for me, at least for the week, for the month, this new word of balance, of how do I actually keep things balanced? Because I think when you have balance in your life, in anything, then that thing flourishes. So today I kind of want to discuss what balance means for me in terms of with diets, and maybe this will help you as well. Have you ever had a surge of motivation and then used all that surge and basically almost overtook anybody that it was even doing the same thing, but because of all that motivation you kind of fizzled right at the end, and then you kind of blame yourself when you fail? I have that happen all the time. For me, balance is probably one of the things that I used to relate with weakness. Because, everybody says, well, if you want something, you got to go get it with everything you've got. So anyway, balance. For me, what balance means is I need to take things slow. I need to not rip out all my habits at the same time, because then I'm going to experience a large amount of pain. And if I instinctually experience a large amount of pain, then I'm not going to want to continue, because survival mechanism kicks in and it's like, no, you're going to want the ice cream, you're going to want the foods. So I've pulled back on my mindset, and we're going to gradually reduce the calories. By gradually, I mean over the next couple of days. But the first thing for me, and I knew this instinctually, but for some reason, I still allowed myself to have my favorite foods. I'm going to remove first the addictive foods. So the sugar, the dairy. Before thinking of anything magical yet, I think removing those foods to start off with is usually a good way to start dieting. Because firstly, I'm going to start to feel better. Dairy makes me feel kind of dry. Sugar makes me feel like I just want more sugar. I'm always hungry, but it's not like the the stomach hungry. It's like the hungry on your, like it's like your brain is hungry, and that's because it's releasing dopamine and serotonin responses similar to that of cocaine. So no wonder you kind of feel withdrawals or shit without it. So we've cut out the sugar. We're going to have a lot of meat today, and we're not going to put a lot of pressure on ourselves. I've just had a spoonful of peanut butter right before filming this. I love peanut butter. It has a lot of fat in it. It re-energizes me for the moment. But I wasn't going to. I was like, nah, I'm just going to not eat forever. And that doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I think with a lot of dieting, when you do start, or what you're trying to set yourself in your mind, here's what I'm going to go for. People get really tied into that it has to be a specific way, or it has to be exactly this, or you have to eat exactly these foods, or exactly this at the right time of the day, and you have to do no, because that's too regimented. It's too strong. It's too one way or the other. Now, sure, you can be that person which has discipline and has strength to power through, but eventually that will fizzle. And if it doesn't, can you imagine that kind of person? That person that's just got that unwavering discipline? Like, is that person really enjoying life? So I think that's where balance comes in. And I don't know where you experience balance or loss of balance in your life, but I definitely feel like there's always a yin energy. So a yin energy is like a calming energy, and a yang energy, that's that energy that motivates you, that moves you. And I'm definitely will sit a lot on the yang side, on the go, faster. We're going to diet, we're going to take out everything. We're just going to eat protein. We're not going to have any peanut butter. We're not going to eat until 8 p.m. We're going to have one meal for the day, and we're going to boast about how good that was. Well, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, because if you swing in too much in one of those yin or yang energies, either too calm or too yang, too much energy, that balance will throw you out of whack and cause you to go loopy in your head, basically. Anyway, day 2, and I'm already losing it. So, for this week, I think the biggest mindset for me is going to be moving forward balance, and how do I bring that balance? So the takeaway, I guess, is for me, when I try and focus on balance in any bit of my life, I focus on that yin energy or the yang energy, and if it's too much of. So for example, if I'm so lethargic or tired or just calm or don't care at all and aren't putting any energy in, well, that's a yin energy, that's a calm energy. And if I'm yang, if I'm jumping up and down, if I'm all over the shop, that's a yang energy. So what I'm going to propose, and what I do in my life, is start looking at when those energies become heightened such that the other energy isn't present, become aware of it, and then maybe adjust something to bring yourself back into balance. I think life in itself is a permanent adjustment of getting balance. And we can all tell, we've seen the people that have balance more or less figured out. We've seen it. They have a different energy and aura about them. When you've got balance, instead of having too much highs or too much lows, you're right in the middle, and you're able to be present with the person you're speaking with your loved ones, with your friends, whatever it is. So I think the biggest takeout for today, at least for me, is balance. You got this. You got this. Be patient. Baby steps. It's not a race. It's a commitment. Every day, moving a little bit closer to your goal. That's what it is. If you've got something you're struggling with, if you've got something you want to ask, if you're dieting as well, if you've got any comments, leave them in the comments down there. Subscribe. I'm going to be going crazy every day as I continue to diet down to lean levels. I don't know if this is any good, but hopefully you've got some value out of it. Andrew V, signing off.